LA Chargers at Carolina. Carolina's a 6.5 point underdog. Should we even
Yeah.
bother? Of course, the right side is the Panthers. I refuse to subject our listeners to this kind of torture or open ourselves up to even more ridicule.
No, just know this is the pro side, of course. It's betting Carolina and the Chargers. If you have time, go and watch Herbert in that game. I mean, oh my God, this man did not look like the Herbert we all know and love. So, the Harbaugh identity of just the run scheme, I love so much. So I understand why the movements come in here because they do have an identity where this Carolina team has zero and they have zero leadership. So Chad's hesitation's right. I won't be giving this out on this show. People, if you're going to ask me what side I'm on, obviously I'm on the side of Carolina and probably going to put them in our money line round robin that I like to give out. So I know it's gross, but it's like you're giving me plus 250 at home against this Chargers team on the road. I have to do it. So will not be one of our five. I promise you that. But yeah, Chad's right. We'll keep it moving.
This is the hard part about what we do and doing it for public consumption is we love the Panthers. We talked about the Panthers. We were standing our ground on the Panthers. We also stood our ground on the Lions. We also stood our ground on the Colts. And like each game is only one game, but because
Yeah.
the Panthers were such an ugly dog and because we leaned into them so hard, even though it only counts as one loss, in the same way the Colts only count as one win, it has just become so much harder for us to swallow that they've become a little bit of poison for us. We will both probably be on the Panthers. We will not put this in the contest, make it a big balls or anything else. As tempted as we are going to be, when this game all of a sudden rockets to 7 on Thursday, like we just can't do it to people. We
Yeah,
can't
and the
do it to people.
Panthers, it's what people hate about someone like me who does this profession, which is like, you think you're so smart. You think you know what? So much more than me. I could have told you 6 months ago that was a bad bet, that the Panthers suck and they're a shitty team. It's like, you got me. Like, there is no rebuttal to that. Like, you got me after 1 week. So that's why I'm praying, Chad, that was mirage and they'd turn it around here. But man, me and you talked about it. We watched that game tape. I broke that film down. There is not much hope to grab onto. It just all looks bad. So you and the fans are right. We are not putting this team in. Even if they do win and cover this game, I'm still not going to be convinced to put this one in for a little bit.
Well, that's also the hard part about the trends and doing this on a week to week basis, and
Yeah.
especially like making big bets and taking big risks in week one is people hear that. And we try to say with the trends, you got to bet them every time because that's how you get the ROI and that's how you win 53% of the time. Because if you pick and choose your spots, then it could be that you only choose it the 4.5 to 5 times that you lose. So
Yeah.
once you're in the game and you're grinding, you kind of got to be in the game.
Like,
It's like playing craps. You can't just decide like every 10th roll you're gonna put your money on the table. You gotta go with it, man.
even last night, right? We had the best of the number and we were in a spot of a trend we loved, right? The
Yeah.
team that loses the Super Bowl, they're 5-19 against the spread in those spots. The 49ers hadn't covered a home game in 7 straight games up to that point. So it was like all these little things we loved all led up to it. We got waxed. We look like an idiot, right? Egg on our face. Are we? We're 19-6 on that bet. So it's just like, it is brutal. We're right. You're so right. Like, it didn't work out for this time, but long term, that's a winner. So it's one we're going to stick to long term.
We're long-term players here. We're not looking to score big wins and then cash out. We just want to keep going for the rest
Mm-hmm.
of our lives.